All right, Austin, so you go for 32, but in the fourth quarter, 3 key defensive plays. You had the play on Henderson in the middle of the paint. Could have been a steal or a block, but it's a jump ball. Then you recover it, get fouled. You took a charge, and I think there might have been one more swipe in there as well. What was that? Just trying to do whatever you could do to try to get a victory?
Yeah, they were letting us be aggressive, be handsy. So, seeing opportunities to try to make a play, and they went our way. Also, Brown had a really, big play with the swipe down off, I think it was Simon's leg. So, big timely stops.
Portland plays really hard. They've got big wings, put a lot of pressure on the ball. How do you and LeBron still find ways to kind of be efficient, get to the line, hit shots? It has to be a higher level of difficulty than some opponents.
Yeah, they got a group over there that's active. They got length, and they play really hard. Kamara is one of the best defenders in the league. He's got discipline, but also has a reputation of being a defender. So therefore, he can be really physical every single possession, and it's kind of like they can't call every foul type of situation. So he knows that, and he plays that to his advantage, which he should. If you're a young player in the league and you want to be really good at defense, I watch him and take away the things that he does. So it's not just him, though. The whole team, is active. Robert Williams is a good, paint protector as well as clinging. So, I like their team.
They're going to be nice when you guys miss shots like this. They're going to be nice when, like, the last 3 games, really. But just sort of, how have you felt, like, big picture about the overall sort of, like, competitiveness and how hard this team is playing on a regular basis?
Yeah, I think in the past, I think I could say this. I think in the past, especially my first 2 years, maybe a little bit my third year, a little bit last year. I don't know if we'd have won this game. I think in the past, young athletic teams that play really, really hard, you obviously have to match their physicality and pace, and you got to stay poised through it all. And I feel like this year we've done a really good job of matching that intensity and also playing with IQ as well. So I think that's a major leap from what we've done in the past.
Like JJ was talking about LeBron and saying he's 40 years old, like he has $1 billion, like he doesn't, like, right? I know, crazy. You could take a back-to-back off if you wanted to, but he's out there scoring 40 points. In terms of competitiveness, just like what's it like seeing that day in, day out from him?
Yeah, I mean, when we met on the 18th, I think, we played the 19th, yeah. When we had practice on the 18th, after practice, because I don't know if I'd talked to him throughout the whole break. And obviously, he's talked about quite a bit on social media, so you see the things of, don't know if he's going to play, either one of these last 2 games. And I just asked him after practice, I was like, you playing? Just piqued my curiosity. And he was like, yeah, I'm playing both. So I was like, hell yeah. Just to have him out there, his approach to the game, like you said, he really don't have anything else to prove. And if people say he does, then they're Jordan fans. So I don't know. It's very impressive, just to see his routine. He was in here before the game. Him and Mikey was, putting in the work. He never stops, which is very impressive because sometimes I just want to go lay down and take a nap, and he's over there doing some type of treatment. So shout out to him. Pretty good player.
Might have been fall asleep, for a bit after that. You're doing this year 22, second night of a back-to-back. Where'd you get the energy to close this one out?
When I did sleep, I slept a lot. I think I fell asleep probably about like 4. Slept all the way to about noon. Woke up, got some rehab and treatment on my body and my ankle, obviously, and for about an hour and a half. And then I slept till about 4:30. And I'm usually on the first bus, but I caught the last bus, was at 5. but that's what my body said it wasn't time to get up and catch that 3:30 bus. So just rest. I was able to sleep good.
Not to follow up too specifically on sleep, but like a lot of people struggle to fall asleep. You put forth a tremendous amount of physical energy. Like, is it easy for you to fall asleep? Are there certain things that you do to when you know you need an extra little bit?
I mean, every night has its own challenges, and obviously, especially for back-to-back. But I have some methods on how I'm able to go to sleep.
Save that for the book. Or?
Yeah, for sure. That's not for everybody. That's not for everybody. No, not this trip.
Why? JJ talked about this a little bit, and Dave asked, why are you still doing this? Like, you're 40 years old, made a lot of money in this league. Like, why?
Because I still love the game, and I still got a lot to give to the game, give to my teammates, give to this league. For why I'm here, I don't have much time left. So, while I'm here and to the end of time, I'm going to try to give what I got when I'm out on the floor. So, why? It's just the love of the game. And also have the opportunity now to be able to show my son to the ranks of how to be a professional, what this league is all about, and be along him every single day. That's a treat, unless he's with the South Bay, which is actually, I think, going back for the game tomorrow. I think they have a game.
On nights like tonight when three balls not falling, they're picking up full court, a lot of physicality. Like, how gratifying is it for this team in particular to handle that and with poise?
I mean, it's very gratifying, especially you're going against a team with a full. I mean, they had their full roster tonight, and obviously we was shorthanded. Obviously, when our big guns being out. So for us to be able to pick up in Luka's absence and all of us kind of chime in, and obviously AR, being AR tonight, and even some of the guys that it's not I'm accustomed to playing always with us. You had Goody who came in and gave us great minutes. You had Trey came in and gave us great minutes as well. And that's just next man up, and we needed that from those guys. Those guys play, in the South Bay games, and they're able to come up here and make an impact. And we needed that tonight, especially being shorthanded.
You guys were up 18 early. Like, maybe in a perfect world, you never feel the pressure of it becoming a 1 or 2 possession game. But what's the value of? You mentioned that the different contributors. AR making some gutty plays on defense, a tip in from Doe, like to win on the road, a tight game for a group that's still getting to know one another.
Yeah, I mean it's big time. I mean, I think Coach said it before the game, before they 2-game losing streak to Denver. I think they was 9-1. Before that, in their last 13, they're like 9-3. They one of the best records in the Western Conference. So they've been playing extremely well, and they played extremely well tonight. After we got up big, so we knew we weren't gonna. We knew they weren't gonna lay down, no matter what the lead was gonna be. But to have the poise and the gritty plays, like you said. 1 second. Dodo getting that tip in at the end of the shot clock after AR's miss. AR getting the charge in transition on Jeremy Grant, then getting another strip on Jeremy Grant. Guys getting down for loose balls, and it was just a gritty game for us.
LeBron, I'm sure you've been giving Bronny verbal advice for years. Some kids respond better to that than others, right? Is there something to just him being right there and you showing him like with the play, with the types of things that you might not even be able to explain?
I hope so. Sometimes, if any of y'all got kids or whatever, sometimes, as parents, you say all these things, and sometimes it can become annoying to your kids. And you just hope that sometimes that some of your examples will show better sometimes than the words. So I hope I'm in a position now that I'm doing both, to be able to give him words of advice, but also show him by example, and then he can take it and run with it when I'm done, for sure.
Last question.
You guys aren't going to have this figured out in terms of the best way to make it work with Luka, yourself, and Austin, particularly on offense, for a while, right? Like, realistically. But how does playing this hard give you guys, can that carry you guys for a little while you figure out if you play with this level of competitiveness, if you play with this level of toughness?
Well, that's the best way to play in this league. The best way to compete in this league is to play hard. And you can get through a lot of games if you're able to just play out, because you can cover up for a lot of mistakes. I mean, we had 24 turnovers for 31 points. I had half of those, and because we were still playing hard, we was able to get back in transition on some of those, get some charges. Gabe had a charge, AR got a charge. Rui got back and challenged. I think it was Danny at one time, I think it was Danny at the rim and was able to make him miss, and we was able to hustle back and get the loose ball. Jackson was great, so it definitely makes up for it when you're able to cover for one another. You're able to play hard, and it's gonna help us win a lot of ball games.
Thanks, LJ.
Appreciate it. Is it on? It's not on. No, it's fine. Okay.
Go ahead. Rui, you guys led by, I think, 18 in the second. Obviously, Portland made their run. You guys held on to it. Just effort-wise, what were you seeing out there from the group to pull this one out on the second, especially on the second night of a back-to-back?
Yeah, I think our effort was great tonight. Throughout the whole game. Start with from the first quarter. I think you say second quarter they came back a little bit. Of course they're going to make a run to their home game against us Lakers. So they were going to make a run. So we knew it. But I think we stick together and we fought through the whole game and we got this dub. So it was great.
This was your first double-digit rebounding game since mid-December, late December. Austin made a variety of defensive plays. LeBron made a couple. Gabe. What have you guys learned as a group in terms of just the value of playing hard, the value of that effort in terms of, I guess, the margin it gives you guys to pull out wins like this?
Yeah, my shot was falling today, so I think I want to make an impact on a different way, and the rebound was one of the things that I try to focus on tonight. And there's a couple guys crashing the rebound, from other teams. So we talk about it before the game, and I was trying to, more get involved to the rebounds. So that's why I got those rebounds. But I think as a team, like defensively, rebound, like everything, we help each other tonight, and then we got all that. So that was great.
Really, to witness LeBron getting 40 again at 40 years old, his mentality, his toughness. How do you think that his mentality will integrate in the team, especially on young guys, new members? So what do you think that will bring the team to?
I mean, it's a different level, nobody can talk about it. Nobody can, copy, anything, it's just him, that's him, the best player in the world, so, but I think, just being around with him, as a teammate, I think, I can learn a lot of stuff. I've been learning a lot of stuff from him, and it's just, great to watch him. His legacy, right next to me, and we trying to make we're trying to have something special this year, and I think Luka joined, and then a couple new guys joined, and then I think we have to get a structure of winning basketball, and we have to focus on it's going to be tough stretch coming up, in the March especially, a lot of back-to-backs and then a lot of big teams coming out. So we gotta kind of help each other and then stick together, and then we gotta make a run.
Can I ask two questions? Yeah. まず今日のリバウンドの話もされてましたけれども、AD がトレードになってから本当にリバウンドの数が増えているんですけれども、結構八村選手ってチームメイトにリバウンドをちゃんと取らすようなプレーもしてるんですけれども、逆に AD がいなくなって自分がもっとリバウンドを取らなきゃっていう気持ちがさらに強くなっているっていう感じなんですか？
そうですね。やっぱり AD がいる時とまた違うチームになってるので、自分がもっと積極的にリバウンドいかなきゃいけないなっていうところを感じてるので、そこをもっと意識してやってますね。
あと今日ちょっとコビーも話してましたけれども、たとえプレーがうまくいかなくても今日はハードにプレーしたことが勝因だっていうふうに言ってたんですけれども、やっぱりそういう思いっていうのは例えば、今日でもね攻撃がうまくいかなくてもリバウンド取るとか、とにかくハードにプレーするっていうのはあります。
そうですね。いろんなところで僕は活躍できる選手だと思ってるので、その得点のところだけじゃなくて、そういう他のも意識しながらやってますね。
ありがとうございます。
JJ, what did you just make of the kind of the grit tonight and the effort? And obviously, LeBron and Reaves leading the way, but what did you feel was the key there?
Well, they're a really good basketball team, and they play hard. Like that's apparent from the first two games we played them. Kamara is very disruptive. I thought our guys' poise was huge, and our guys' toughness. Two of the two of the biggest plays of the game are LeBron getting the swipe down on Anthony Simons, AR's charge on Jeremy Grant. Another game where we can't really make threes. We have a high turnover. I just thought they were a tough team. I'm not saying that. We needed to be tough tonight, and we were tough. We earned that win. And for our guys to bounce back, getting in 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, probably going to sleep at 4, just big time from our guys.
I asked you at halftime about LeBron, and then he goes on to get 40. Obviously, he did have some turnovers with that ball pressure.
Double.
Yeah. What kind of run out of things to ask and say about it, but what's the level of?
I told you at halftime, like, there was a staff we're talking before the game. Not sure going to sleep last night if he's playing today, and getting word this afternoon that he was in. It's like, man, he really just defies anything that's normal, and not just the physical feats and the plays. It's the mentality. He is, again, I believe I saw the other day, he's a billionaire. And he's playing on the second night of a back-to-back at 40 after 22 years with every frickin' record and every accolade. And the kids will say that I'm glazing him. He's one of the greatest competitors. And Nate and I were talking about before the game. It's like, he's amazing to coach. He brings it every single day. Like, he sets the standard for how you're supposed to approach this craft. And that's, to me, the most incredible thing. It's just the mindset to do it, get up the next day, do it, get up the next day, do it, over and over and over again.
Austin Reaves, you mentioned the charge he took. He also had that jump ball on Scoot.
Yeah.
And then I think he was credited with a block. It kind of looked like a steal on Jeremy also when they're trying to cut it from 6 down, 30 seconds left or whatever.
Yeah.
Obviously, his reputation is not a defensive player, but what allows him, or what has he shown you as his coach on that end?
He's going to give you every ounce of competitive juice that he has every single night. That's really what it comes down to. And he's a better athlete than people realize, but he sometimes is at a disadvantage, and that doesn't stop him from competing. And yeah, there was the Dallas game, but he's been really good on that end of the ball, and we saw that early in preseason. We saw it, or in September. We saw it in preseason. He's trying to do the right thing every time. That's easy to coach.
You guys were up 18 early. Obviously, maybe in some sense it would have been nice to have a quote unquote easy win, but do you get any value out of having to gut it out in a late game situation because this group is still getting to know one another? And
yeah, I think you value any win. You value any win, particularly if you're a team that is really trying to make a playoff push and get a top 6 seed in the West. I think the way we started the game set the tone for the rest of the game, if that makes sense. Because we weren't playing great offense. It was just how hard we were playing. We didn't have to. At no point in time did we have to turn it on tonight. And we played hard for 48 minutes. It was second night of a back-to-back. I can just give our group a lot of credit for that. Give the guys a lot of credit.
JJ, your first 2 answers about LeBron and Austin both centered on competitiveness. You guys are still it's gonna take time for you guys to figure out how you want to play with Luka and integrate all these pieces. But does this kind of level of, competitive toughness, is that what will carry you guys through those sort of roadblocks as they come up?
Yeah, I think so. And I don't know if I've shared this with you guys. I had this revelation. like I don't know, 6 weeks ago, 2 months ago. And the math stuff, it's important. Like it really is. Like, you try to generate high value shots. You strategize around throw aheads and what those create. Like all that stuff, it's super important. You game plan defensively. It's all important. Guys have to communicate all that stuff. There's only actually one cheat code in the NBA, and that's playing hard. If you play hard every night, you have a chance to win. If you don't play hard every night, you're probably going to lose. And I said that to Chauncey after the game. It's what his group has done now, for the last 15 or so games, why they had a 9-1 stretch. Like, you give yourself a chance to win every night if you play hard.
Speaking of playing hard, you closed small with Rui and DFS. What did those guys give you down the stretch defensively?
Yeah, I mean, some of that was because they went small. I thought Jackson, and really, in watching the film last night, he did some awesome things last night too. I would have closed with Jackson probably if they had stayed big and kept Williams or the rookie Klingon on the court. But when they went small, I think we played 1 or 2 possessions with the bigger lineup, and then we went small. I thought, Rui on an off offensive night for him, rebounded at a really high level, and then Doe ends up as a plus 20, no surprise. Like, he's just a winning player, and that tip-in was huge.
We've talked about two questions. We've talked about like the physicality, all that stuff throughout the season. At various points, you mentioned having this revelation. I guess what sparked that, if anything? To revelation. It's a lot of it is based on, like, you got to make shots. I get that, but like a lot of it is just based on our good stretches of the season, the teams we've beat, the teams that have beat us. Like a great example is like JB has those guys playing really hard, and they play hard every night, and it's why they're in the playoff hunt after coming off a really bad season. They play hard every night. We didn't play as hard as them the 2 times we played Detroit, and we lose those games. And so it's just more of a reflection on like the good stretches, the bad stretches, who we beat, who we lost, and feel like against certain teams that maybe we weren't supposed to win, it was like blatantly obvious that we won because we played harder, and that's sort of where that comes from. And we've mentioned small sample size last night. Jovan asked you about the threes, the uptick in threes in the past 3 games. That's come seemingly at the cost of rim attempts, rim shots. Today you guys had more of that. Just what did you see either defensively from Portland or you guys offensively that kind of led to? Yeah, I mean, they did end up switching a lot with Williams and Klingon in the pick and roll with LeBron, and then they did end up switching a lot late. And so, by getting some of their smaller defenders onto AR and Braun, like we were able to just really attack. We set in a couple timeouts in the second half. Like let's not settle for off the dribble threes. Let's just try to actually get in the paint. Like we can create an advantage every time down the court, and then the advantage then should lead to either a catch and shoot 3 or a paint shot. Thanks, Coach.